I am so tired. I didn't do anything today. I didn't do anything that I normally do. I'm usually extremely active. And today, it just wasn't it. Well, yesterday I did a fast and I did a lot of praying and just listening to spirit. And I got a lot of information. And the stuff that I watched yesterday, it was like a lot of spiritual stuff, new information, pull cards for myself, and I got a lot of clarity. Now, I might not be the best at meditating, but I'm good at taking spaces of quiet and time to just pray and listen, which sounds like the definition of meditation, but I don't sit down on the floor, sit straight up, breathe from down here, and consciously try to connect my mind with my body, which is what that's what my kids do when they meditate. They lay down in a crystal grid. They're so much better at meditating than I am. The only reason I've meditated, but well, I did used to go meditate with a monk that's in my town. He is actually the only white man in his order. He was in Japan for like 20 years, studying to be a monk. So when I was in recovery, I used to go there. I met somebody that studied under him in a meeting. I was trying to get my kids back, so I was going up to some workshop at DSS and just trying to rebuild the relationships with the caseworkers that I had destroyed with my negative attitude. And I definitely need to get into that in one video and explain. And I will. It's just, I really just started this channel. We're only a year old. And I barely, barely started to tell my backstory. There's so much information. I have a playlist that says Blue Girl Trapped in Brown, my life story. And I've got like what 6 episodes, and I'm barely in. I'm still in middle school in the last story, and where it gets real juicy is when I get married, and that whole 20-year span of the kid's dad and everything that we went through. It's just so unbelievable, and I'm really taking my time with that series because I'm not just making videos. When I talk about things that have happened to me, even just things that I've learned, it takes me back to my trauma. So I'm dealing with my past as I'm sharing it with you. So I need breaks in between that. I get exhausted. Like I have such major projects. Either I'm going to the studio, so either I'm conceptualizing a song, writing a song, feeling the emotions, expressing it through the music. Then we go to the studio and I have to relive it there. Then we go through the mixing process, go through it there. Then I have to come home and I've got Judah working on videos, and then I've got to do photo shoots, and I've got to get it's a lot emotionally. I love working. I love the work. I don't have a problem with that. It's just the emotional toll that it takes. And on top of that, I'm still being a mom, you know? So today was the first time in a very long time. I can't think of the last time where I just took a day and did not pressure myself to do anything but exist. I've been walking so slowly around my house and just hydrating and kind of just processing the information that I got yesterday. A lot of people call what is that when you get like a spiritual download? I don't like putting fancy words on things, especially when it comes to spirituality, because I feel like it may push people off, or they may be stuck in a preconceived notion that may or may not be correct about that particular subject. So instead of shadow work, we're just doing deep inner work. You know what I'm saying? Instead of getting downloads, we're just getting messages from spirit. I don't want to just make it seem, I don't know, like gimmicky. And so because I'm not one of those people who pretend to be into spirituality. This is my life. I have these crystals set in certain places in my home. I carry them with them. I wear copper. I use these things to help me physically stay at a proper frequency. Because I don't know whether you know it or not, Earth is going from the third dimension to the fourth or the fifth. I think it's the fifth. I'm not. I don't think we're going to the fourth or the fifth from what I've been studying. So I know y'all feel very worn out and tired and just the pressure. We're evolving. We're going through an evolution in humanity. Christ consciousness is the goal. So that is stressful. Now's not the time for me to be moving around a lot, going out, hanging out. Now's the time for me to be at home, disconnected with as much media as possible, strengthening my body, and connecting with our Creator. That is my job right now. And that is what I'm doing for myself. I don't have a desire to hang out. I do want to be out in nature. But as far as being out around all of these people and these energies, and it's going outside for me, everything is a trigger, okay? There's trash on the ground, the lights are too bright, everything is too loud, I'm hearing people's thoughts. It's like a hear, see, feel their intentions, their thoughts. Then you got the cognitive dissonance when the things that people are saying are not matching their body language or their energy. Like the words that they're saying are not matching what I'm hearing come from you. Hear, see, feel. Because that's my gift. That's how it translates. It's a hear, see, feel. Picking up other people's energies, intentions. And it's not something I can control. And it's not with every single person, because there are certain people, I don't see them as they are. I see them in their potential. And it's only with certain people. But there's other people, I can clearly see that they are not human. I see it, sense it, smell it, feel it. They're not human. And a lot of them, they won't make eye contact with me. They'll cross the street. And it's not like it's scary. It's just frustrating, you know? I really actually don't remember ever being scared seeing an entity in someone. It was frustrating, especially when no one else could see it. And I was trying to get them to see it. And everyone was turning on me. And then I got like this mocking. They would just, that's what drives me up the wall. And I don't want to call them demons. I don't know what they are. They're just lower level entities. I don't know that they are demons, but they give this mocking smile. I don't know. It's just, I don't like the mockery. Because, like, ain't nobody scared of you. You know? You the one sneaking around in people's bodies. Ain't nobody scared of you. It's just annoying. You know? But hi, Isis. I don't want to be overwhelmed. So, I stay my tail in the house. Okay? I'm built to be in the middle of the woods. That's where I'm supposed to be. And that's what's funny. When I came out here from Baltimore, everybody thought I was a thug because I had tattoos and stuff. Not knowing that the tattoos I had were spiritual. So I just been getting, I don't know, misunderstood the whole time I've been out here. It doesn't matter to me because I mind my business and keep it moving. People know not to play with me. Hello. She ain't been in here all day, but the second I start recording, she want to come in here. Now I'm very allergic to my cat. Look how chunky she getting. Say hi, Isis. I never pick her up unless I'm recording and she come in here starting. She getting so big with her little belly. She's so mean. You not gonna say hi? I guess not. Okay. She's so surprised I pick her up. Girl, you getting heavy. I'm glad that I took this time out because I needed it. I'm always doing stuff and always pushing myself to do more. And sometimes I need to just exist. One of the things that I was learning about yesterday, I was watching a lot of videos about people who had afterlife experiences. I know they call them NDEs, near-death experiences, but if you are clinically dead and you die and you pass over and you come back, that's not a near-death experience. You died. It's an afterlife experience, but whatever. And I listened to this one guy, I believe his name was Daniel, and the things that he was saying just made me go deep into thought about what he had seen on the other side that he was allowed to bring back as far as information. And he was saying, like, how you don't get judged and there's no heaven or hell unless you've made up one before you die, and then you experience that until you realize that you have put yourself there and then you come out of it. He said some other things that I didn't even know. He was like, we're not here to learn stuff. The soul is perfect and knows everything. You're just here to have an experience and love and spread love. Like you're God. Oh, speaking of God, that's another thing. He was like, we're all gods with a big G. And he was also saying that there was more than one Jesus. And this is what he got from the other side, like from God. So, and I believe him, because the point is, you should know when someone's lying. Now, I'm not talking about like people who are just naturally, no, even that. If you are in tune with yourself, something in your body will tell you when someone's lying, because energy is energy. And that's what he was also talking about. He talked about the shift and how there's a split right now with high frequency and low frequency. And he put a lot of emphasis on not judging people, because he was like, God don't judge people. You do have free will. We all are under the, tenets? I don't know what the word of universal law. Everybody has to follow universal law. That's just what it is, right? Well, no, let me not say follow the universal law, because we have free will. It's not so much that you have to follow universal law, it's that we are all how to explain it? We are all under universal law. I really don't know how to, I hope you understand what I'm saying. I don't know how to phrase it in any other way. But, and that we all have free will. So he was also saying that we chose to be here. A lot of us chose our parents and stuff like that. And then this other lady was like, some of us didn't want to come here, but God was like, you need to come here and do this and help out. And she was like, I'm jumping between Daniel and the other lady. She said that she didn't want to come, but that God had told her that she needed to come and to help and to be a teacher. And that's what she did. And she had such a fulfilling life. She be really touching people's lives, saving people's lives. And she was telling all these stories about how she helped her students and all this other stuff. And her after-death experience helped her be able to help these other people with, like, spiritual issues. But she met the people she needed to help because of her position as a teacher. So, back to the judgment thing, yes. So, he was talking about how the earth is split right now because we're going through from 3D to 5D, right? Which is why we all tired, don't know what's going on, feeling weird. I'm not sick, but I feel sick. It's ascension symptoms. Okay, cool. So, some of us are higher frequency and some of us are lower frequency, and it's going to get to a point where y'all stay over there, we stay over here type stuff. And so that's why he was like, it's not really for you to judge because this is all God. And everybody's here playing a role that they agreed to play. And one thing that they all said, I watched these for days, okay? And one thing everybody said was that life is not as serious as we think it is. To the beings on the other side of the veil, this is a game. It's a game. Like, it's actually a game. And the only people taking it so serious is us. And I needed time to sit with that. Because I've been taking this real serious and real personal. And I've been real stressed out and real sad. And I really needed to sit and think about that. The no judgment thing, I'm digging that because as I'm getting older, I don't even enjoy looking at somebody and being like, ugh. And I had to look up the word judgment because I'm like, let me see what it is that I'm not supposed to be doing. And it said come to a conclusion about. Well, I can easily not come to a conclusion about someone only seeing a part of their life. I realized I need to start looking these words up. Like, we use these words, but do we really look them up? Because when we do, I think we'll be able to use them better. I've never looked up the word judgment. But just seeing come to a conclusion about just gave me more insight about what I was actually doing. We use these words, but we don't really know what they mean. We know what they imply, but until we look them up, we don't actually know what they mean. Like bougie. Y'all like to go around calling yourselves bougie. Do you know that means middle class? Pretending to be rich? That ain't cute. So yeah, he was like, it's basically a game, and there's no heaven and hell, and we're all gods with a big G. He said that. He was like, now we're not the creator God, but we are gods because we can create our own reality, like, for real. And he was like, that's what Jesus was trying to show people, that Jesus wasn't here to be worshipped. And he took me out with the more than one Jesus thing too. But that's not the first time that that's come up either. Billy Carson talks about that too, when he tries to correct people about Christ returning and trying to explain to them about Christ consciousness and that there was more than one Christ. And then he was talking about the Bible and about how it was, some of it is true, but then some of it was just put together to control the people. And he was saying a lot of the New Testament is legit, but a lot of the stuff in the Old Testament is not. And it was put together to control the people. And I, from my own independent study, do believe that wholeheartedly. And so he was just like, it's just love. He kept emphasizing the no judgment and the love. And he's just such a calm, loving, nurturing soul. He's so calm now. And I can imagine why, because he has seen that there's nothing to be afraid of. We live in a fear matrix, a contrived fear matrix. But that's not everybody's reality. And we live in a whole galaxy, yo. And the fact that people are still questioning whether there are extraterrestrials blows my mind. Like, you ain't a whole ass extraterrestrial. But whatever. Believe what you want to, but that just gave me a lot to think of. It wore my ass out. I'm in here doing mental gymnastics with this stuff, okay? Because when you live a certain way your whole life and your community is a certain way and you live in a society a certain way and then you start to doing your own research after stuff don't seem to make sense and you see that everything you ever been told since the day you were born was a lie and a distraction, you can't tell me nothing, you know? But I really appreciated listening to those stories, and I'm really glad, and I might even put her YouTube down here, or like a link to the video that I watched, so y'all can see what I'm talking about. Matter of fact, I will do that. I'm gonna put that down there so y'all can see what I'm talking about. But on my channel, my not just my channel, my whole life is about recovery, spirituality, health, and just being a single mom, raising kids, getting off drugs, recovering her life, building her business. And so, oh, and cooking. It's just my life. So as I learn, I share it with y'all. As I grow, I'm going to change. So I completely understand that I'm probably going to be called a hypocrite at some point, because I can't see me having the same outlook on life while I'm constantly expanding. I want people to ask more questions and don't just eat what's given to you. I don't trust free food or free information. Give me something with substance. You have to go out there and find answers for yourself, you know? And as far as God or trying to explain God to your kids, the Creator, from what I've seen, God exposes itself to people in its own way. All I can do is embody my beliefs and keep the words coming out of my mouth and live the way that I believe in and expose my children to that. I love you. Thank you for spending time with me here in Fury World. If you're interested in checking out my music, it's available on all music streaming platforms worldwide under my artist name, The Fury of Abyss. I'm really glad that I took this day off. I'm really looking forward to getting back up at it tomorrow. I'm doing pretty well with changing my diet out. This week I've had, let me see, just today I had a tangerine and some, I made a salad with lettuce and I put beans and rice in it, but I did not eat the beans and rice. I just made a balsamic vinaigrette and just ate the lettuce like that with a little bit of my Fury seasoning on it and some hemp oil. So to make my vinaigrette, I used red wine vinegar, a little bit of brown mustard, and my hemp oil. And I sprinkled my little Fury seasoning on my lettuce, put it in there, shook it up, and ate it. That's it. I had my little lemon drop. That's my lemon juice, apple cider vinegar, 2 tablespoons of agave, and hot water boiled with cinnamon. That's for my stomach. That's all I had today. Yesterday I fasted. The day before it was the tangerine and trail mix. So when I fast, it gives me more clarity. It's like I don't even have to ask for anything. It's nothing. It's nonstop messages. I just hear, whether it's my spirit guides, ancestors, nature itself, because these trees talk and I can hear them, or God directly. It doesn't matter. It's all tied in together. You know, I feel like I'm in a constant state of prayer, just saying thank you, just saying thank you all the time. And in that space in my mind where I used to be afraid and asking for things not to happen, I just say thank you, because learning more about the universal laws and the law of attraction, it's not even so much about karma. And this is how he explained the karma, which y'all want to call karma situation. It's not so much you do something and, oh, something bad gonna happen to you. When you do something low frequency, you put yourself in low frequency, and so you're gonna get hit with low frequency eventually. You know what I'm saying? So that's the karma. It's just universal law. I feel like practically studying universal law is a little bit more helpful than the Bible. It's not hard to be moral. Just be moral and don't be judgmental. But as far as learning how to move and understanding how to get what you want and learning how the world and the universe works, that's what you learn by studying universal law. When you understand, like I'm telling you, my mental health has been so much better just studying universal law. Check me out in my live. I go live every Sunday at 8:15 EST. And I have a live show called All Things Female. But everybody is invited. And we talk about what I've done throughout the week. Did I reach all of my goals that I set the week before? What did I learn? What did I study? I share all of that with you. We talk about parenting, spirituality, everything. We talk about it all. And I named it All Things Female because I am a female, and everything I do, I guess, is from a feminine lens. And also at the time where I named it, I was really into studying the divine feminine. And I was a little upset about her being written out of history. So I love you. I really do appreciate you. I love the community that we're building. And I just want you to know how much you are appreciated. And the people that I talk to on a regular basis, Teresa, Vanessa, Kateri, I love y'all. And y'all always happen to leave a very positive comment on a day where I'm a little bit low. I love you so much, and I'm very grateful that we have the connection that we have. I'll catch you on the next episode. Peace.